Hey, what's up? Welcome to Makeup&Mess, y'all. What's going on, y'all? Listen, I apologize for the lighting. I apologize to the hair. You know I got my edges slicked down, but let me tell you what happened. So, you know I'm flying. I'm traveling as usual. The case that had all my hair stuff, the mousse, the conditioner, the shampoo, you know it's a production, right? All gone. Thank God I had some damn edge control, right? And my handy dandy edge comb in my carry-on, or I would have been screwed. So y'all are looking at water, conditioner, old product, and everything else. But you know what? Let's get into this. We're gonna do a light beat, and we got a lot to talk about. Excuse the echo. Listen, this whole production. Listen, we're just doing this. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I just wanted to give you a preview of what it's going to look like. Look at this nice 90s snake eyes metallics, nice 90s glossy lip. But while you're watching me do this look, what are we talking about today? We are talking about Dennis and Simon and whether or not they were fighting. I got some tea on that. We are talking about Nene, once again, shading Cynthia. What's going on with that? We're talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta and the direction they're taking things. We're also going to talk about Wendy and what really triggered her to go into that psychiatric hospital, send her on that downward spiral, and she ain't been good since. We're also going to talk about Candace, Ashley, Giselle, Real Housewives of Potomac, and y'all, are they doing this all for a storyline? Stay tuned and you will find out. In the meantime, this look is quick, easy. You know I drew it out because I was busy talking, but you can actually do this beat in about 8 minutes. And also we got some new casting news for Real Housewives of Atlanta and the directions that they're trying to take it. And spoiler alert, it's the same direction that Portia is taking her show. Yes. Let's get into this mess. You know I'm starting with my black girl sunscreen, putting it on with my beauty blender. For those of you guys that actually, even if you're like, oh, I don't go out in the sun, I just want you guys to know that the UV rays that come off of your computers, laptops, and phones, even though it's a little bit, if you're in front of it a lot like me, if I film, or if you're in an office job, you need to wear sunscreen even indoors. You need to wear sunscreen even indoors to actually keep your skin from getting leathery and wrinkly early. If you don't believe me, Google it. All right, y'all, what are we talking about first? Hold on, drop my spongy. Okay, so listen, what are we talking about first? First, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, is everything they show on there a storyline? And I'm literally serious. I'm even starting to think about Candace, through my beauty blender. I'm even starting to think about Candace and the way her and Ashley were clapping at each other over Twitter. Remember that? When she called her like a filthy bed wench and Ashley was like, I was about to have a baby. And we were all like, really, right? So remember when all that, this looks too light, don't worry, it's gonna oxidize. This is the best foundation for my skin because my skin is very hard to match. But remember when they had all those blowouts, when they had all those things? Yeah, it looks like it might, if not be fake, but they play it up for the cameras. Why? Because after the reunion, Wendy, Candace, and Ashley were hanging out. And I was like, that's odd, but maybe, I don't know, they united forces like Voltron against Mia. But then they just showed Giselle and Ashley, right? Which isn't a big deal. You know, that's her boo thing, right? But also Candace, all hanging out together and toasting with tequila shots and saying cheers. And I said, for all the drama that goes on in that season, are they laughing all the way to the bank? Y'all, I'm being dead serious. Are they laughing all the way to the bank? Because what actually gives? I thought they hated each other. I thought she could never move on. Now, granted, Michael wasn't there. But that said, you know Michael, he was probably at the strip club somewhere trying to sign people for his new production deal, if you know what I mean, right? So Michael is never around. But my point in saying all this, y'all, let me know in the comments, do you think that even the Candace Ashley drama is like they hype it up for ratings, they hype it up, and they kind of like understand? Let me perfect side. They kind of understand each other. So granted, they're not close friends, but they understand that this is both letting them both eat and that they should all play along, you know? I don't know. It's just giving real like, but it also lets you know the fandoms need to calm down, because honestly, if Ashley and Candace can break bread and actually share like whatever they're sharing and have tequila shots and all this mess, then like maybe like the Real Housewives of Atlanta fandom really needs to move this over a little bit more, needs to calm the hell down. What do y'all think? Let me just adjust this so I can see my eyes. I'm just doing a nice taupey eye. Put a splash of pink in the middle because it looks a little flat, but let me just put a little pink in the middle. But that's just what I think. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing, right? Did y'all hear Nene shading Cynthia? We're about to get into Simon and Dennis in a second. But did y'all see Nene and Cynthia shading Nene shading Cynthia about how all the girls, none of the girls bought their own individual bouquets when they were sending their condolences to Greg. They all, let me just grab my eyeshadow. None of them grabbed it when they were sending their own individual condolences to Greg. What they actually did was literally work together to get a $200 bouquet. Work together. I'm just using this pink color that's actually empty because I just want to brighten this up just a little. What they did was work together and put all their names on a $200 bouquet. And sent it to her. I know it's not funny, and I know Nene was being shady, but I said, whoever did that was funny. Like, you know why? Because it's not, I know what she's saying about the $200 bouquet. It's not, I mean, maybe for her, it's the fact it's $200. But to me, it would be the thing of y'all all have assistants, or at the very least, you have people that can help you. You know people, and you can just make a phone call and be like, yeah, drop this off for like Miss Nene Leakes. So it's very funny to me, right? It's very funny to me that they basically showed that none of them really cared enough to take the time to either themselves find, send condolence flowers on their own, or even have their assistants doing. I think that's what Nene was trying to say, instead of getting upset about the $200 amount, even though I can see Nene too, because you want to know that people actually care. I'm using the ColourPop, it's top palette. I've just used these three things. You want to know that people like genuinely care, and I guess Nene, she's in her grief bubble. So the fact that everybody's kind of like sending like just like the cheapest thing from 1-800-Flowers, maybe it does show that she doesn't care. She also said, interesting thing, that Cynthia didn't show up until a week after Greg passed. And she was surprised because everybody else kind of sent their condolences, and Cynthia was just kind of like MIA, right? All right, fine, but I just want everybody to know what Cynthia did and what Nene's saying is true. Sounds really messed up on the surface, but you guys, I also want to say that everybody handles grief kind of like their own way, right? Everybody handles grief like their own way. So I'm not willing to judge Cynthia, because maybe like being around like funerals, maybe being around all this stuff, maybe it triggers Cynthia. I'm being dead serious. Y'all can roll your eyes, but maybe it does actually trigger her, and that's why I hope that's why she didn't show up. I hope like basically her and the friendship contract wasn't just for fun, but then again, Nene wasn't exactly nice to Cynthia that last season, and I think she even tried to get Cynthia fired. So even though she misses Greg, and even though I'm just assuming she's sad Greg passed, right? And even though she might be sad that Greg passed, maybe her and Nene have unfinished business. And Cynthia is a Pisces. And Pisces are very sweet, loving people until you cross them, and then you will see. Then you will see the brunt. Then you will see the brunt of their true personality, And by true personality, I mean when they turn on that ice cold side of themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, we also, where's my damn lip gloss? I guess I'm gonna have to use this blush stick. Oh well. Too peachy. No, it's doing it. Anyway, this also is a blush stick that gives you like a nice, like glossy glow. All ColourPop. I stay in ColourPop. I've actually become obsessed with ColourPop because I realized that all makeup is made in the same factory, so it really doesn't matter where you get your makeup from, as long as it's not like 99-cent store makeup, you know. And I'm not fronting, because you know I love dollar store makeup, even though I hear it has arsenic, causes all these problems and whatnot. So I was like, is getting like whatever worth this 99-cent eyeliner? But I'm not gonna lie, I stand in that aisle for a good 20 minutes like, I don't know, is it? Because this liner is looking right. Now, let's talk about Dennis and Simon. If y'all remember from the Pursuit of Portia previews, I would put it up here, but I don't want Bravo to copyright my channel, because I know they are looking and waiting for a reason to smite me down. I know they're looking and waiting. I love this blush. I'm gonna put more on. Y'all know I love a good blush moment. Look at this, like crayons. Y'all know it makes me look alive, right? And Simon was playing like that fake scumbag mafioso. If you guys haven't seen my live about the Pursuit of Portia, I dropped some really good tea. And also I got a members only live. It's only $4.99 to sign up for members only live. I got some really good tea. It's only $4.99. You can cancel at any time. But let me tell you a little tea about the Simon and Dennis fiasco, right? So anyway, Simon was playing Billy Badass. And he was like, telling us to get the F out of our business. He was talking about Portia's family, but also saying that, like, Dennis is going to respect him as a man. To which me and a few other people kind of cocked our heads to the side and said, word? Because when you're talking about somebody respecting you as a man, remember how, and you guys don't remember, we were talking about Fallon in her interview. It's not even alleged. In her interview, she talked about how Simon stood by and let 4 girls jump on her. Simon stood by, I got that wrong, and let a good, 9 women jump on her and assault her, and stood by like a coward and did nothing. So it strikes me as odd, and the people that knew about the situation was that odd that Simon was asking anybody to respect him, but also asking in a manner as if they didn't respect him, there was going to be consequences. To which everybody said, what consequences? You stood there and let your girlfriend at the time, who I think might have even been no, they got engaged after that. You let your girlfriend at the time be stomped and beat up by 9 women who you were acting friendly with in the club. Now, some people have said that maybe it was a setup, and maybe the reason Simon wasn't involved is because didn't actually help her, is because he set that thing up to teach her a lesson. Now, let's just assume this is pure gossip and innuendo, right? Let's just assume, because we don't know for a fact whether Simon set something up or not. It does seem shady, but we don't know. But let's just assume Simon's version that he gave Fallon was correct. And the reason he didn't get involved is because his reputation, he couldn't take anything from it, and like he has too much to lose to get involved. Did that change with Dennis? Did that change with Portia, your reputation, when you're literally gallivanting, trying to like get all the rich people you can in Nigeria to invest in you? Spoiler alert, it's never going to work, because if anyone can recognize a scammer, they can. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills in Granite, if you guys were wondering about my eyebrow regime. And this brush is just a brush that comes on the back of the eyeliner, because I lost my number 7 bus and I've been traveling and I haven't had time to get to a Sephora to re-up. But anyway, you're traveling around gallivanting, trying to like secure, I don't know, investors, funders, friends, cool people to be your friend, to invest in you overseas in Nigeria, but nobody really knows of you. You've kind of been invited to a few places because people might know who Portia is, and Portia has 6.4 million followers. But I'm going to be honest with you, Portia could have gotten into those rooms herself, right? Portia could have gotten into those rooms herself. And quiet as it's kept, she was in those rooms, maybe not fully clothed, but she was in those rooms already herself. Now, let's go back to the 9 women, his thing, and how this loops into him playing Billy Bad Butt on his pursuit of Portia, right? You talking about he needs to respect you, but if he doesn't, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Iori? What are you going to do? Seriously, what are you gonna do? You couldn't even step the 9 women that were on top of the woman you claimed you loved and ended up marrying, regardless of what happened with you guys. You claimed you loved and you ended up marrying. So what are you gonna do? What are you going to do to Dennis? Because let me tell you something. There's one thing I know in life. If somebody is not man enough to protect the people they love, they are definitely not man enough to step to any other man. But again, you saw when they were doing that, he was saying that to Portia. He ain't had nothing to say to Dennis. He was saying that to Portia. So I know all you guys saying that altercation at the end was Dennis and Simon fighting, y'all. And I just want to let y'all know that Simon wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Shout out to whoever said that. Simon couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. He wouldn't, he couldn't, he can't. He was just sitting there fronting, trying to play like he runs stuff for the internet, because he lives in like a little kid's dream of what reality is, what coolness is, how you should act, and how you should behave, right? But for all you guys are saying, oh no, we think it was Simon and Dennis fighting. It was not Simon and Dennis fighting. Simon is not a fighter. He is too cowardly to fight. Lord, I'm messing up these eyebrows so bad. He is too cowardly to fight because he's too cowardly to even protect the woman he claims he loves. He's too cowardly, or was too cowardly, to protect the woman. Hopefully that changes in Portia's case, because the way Portia is knucking and bucking, I'm beginning to think, shout out to Travel Toothbrushes for doing my brows. I'm beginning to think there's actually something a little bit thrown off with Portia, because let me tell you something. It's only a matter of time, and I'm not wishing anything on anyone, but I am saying that it's only a matter of time before Portia actually gets herself in trouble if she doesn't change her path. Look at the way she loses herself. You can see that in the trailer for Pursuit of Portia. Look at the way she loses herself with her arguments, to the point that she grabbed the goddamn boom mic, boom, and tried to literally go crazy on the woman I'm going to reveal on my members only live. I know who it is, and it's nobody who you guys think. Sign up for the members only live. It's only $4.99. Go ahead and support. Y'all need those cake pops and the large venti mocha frappuccino from Starbucks. How do I feel like some of you guys are drinking one right now? I'm like, well, damn, Tisa, we spend our money on what I want, and we don't want to spend it on you, which is fine. But my whole point in saying is, how long do you go through life at that age that you lack such control over your mind, you lack such control over your body and your emotions, that you will let anybody get you to that point? What if it had been something besides a boom bap? What if it had been a bat? What if it had been something that could have really, really not only permanently harm someone, but change your life irreparably? Again, this is not a battle of who's doing it. Why am I doing this, right? Right? It's not a battle of like who's doing it. It's literally a thing of, as you get older, you will always get tested. Are you willing to do something stupid that can take you away from everyone you love, including that darling little girl you have? But then again, that's why we are talking about her being with Iori, because it seems like one of the reasons she likes Iori is because he feeds into all her base desires, all her base cardinal impulses, right? And she feeds into his, right? Which is why they are a match made in heaven. A lot of people have been saying, including myself, that Simon isolates Portia, but you know what? We gotta take a step back and realize every man Portia picks isolates her from her family. I think that's a prerequisite to her actually being Portia Williams' man. I think she likes to be isolated from her family. I really, really think that's true. Now, I do think, right? Let me put a fresh coat of mascara on really quick, because I like to put 2, 3, 4 coats on so it looks like fake lashes. Why don't I wear fake lashes, you ask? Because my fake lashes don't fit my face. They make me look really, really odd. So you know how it is. They make me look really, really odd. So you know how it is. Anyway, yeah. So that's what's going on with Dennis and Simon. y'all got the story wrong, or I don't know if y'all got the story wrong, but we can just look at logistics and know, first of all, they're not fighting on camera, and second of all, with Dennis and Simon wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Like I said before, oh, what else is going on? Let's check. You know, I got my little dots on my eyes. I do my concealer lab, so it really, really pops. This might be popping too much. Woo. Looks like I've been through a wind tunnel. That is the look. That is the look. Alien. Ah, that's the look. You see that? Alien vibes. Oh, take me to your leader. That's the vibe. That's the look. That's the look I'm going for. That's the look I got. Let's blend this blush up a little. And there we go. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on. Oh, before I forget, y'all, I'm just gonna put a little bit more sparkly underneath there just to kind of make it pop. Before I forget, we might actually have the answer for what caused a Wendy's little emergency that she can't really recover from. And I don't mean to make light of it, but you guys, as all things in Wendy Williams' life, everything begins and ends with a goddamn Calvin Hunter. What am I talking about, y'all? Calvin Hunter has been revealed actually proposed to his girlfriend of, I don't know, as long as him and Wendy got his mistress turned girlfriend, now fiance, wife. That seems to be going around in the air, right? Sharina, I believe that's her name. And it was like, I think with a huge sparkler on her finger. You guys, this explains why Wendy lost her mind. If you remember, and let's all put this in comparison, right? Well, in chronological order. If you remember, Wendy kind of lost her mind. Wendy kind of lost her mind when he left her for that girl and he found out that girl was pregnant, right? She lost her mind. She had to take a vacation from the show. All this stuff happened out of this, that, and the third, right? Now, I know everybody's been believing like, oh my God, she has COVID, she has this. And I'm not saying she didn't have COVID. What I'm saying is COVID does not take you to the psych ward. If you have COVID that bad, you will be in the actual hospital. The psych ward does not even have the medical, not the medical expertise, but the, what do you call it? The medical equipment. I know everybody was like, equipment for 100, Tisa, equipment for 100, right? They don't even have that medical equipment. You know what I mean? So they don't even have that medical equipment to do it. And who even knows if they have the staff to monitor someone that would have. Then they revealed, okay, well, the COVID's not serious, but we were just taking precautions. Then it was like, I was looking like, all right, so then when she leaving the psych ward? And they were like, you know, soon. She was supposed to show up for her show. It was rumored that she was heavily drinking on the set. Everybody knew about it, but nobody was saying anything because, you know, she's the cash cow. And you know how we've heard it is in Hollywood, they will kill their golden goose. They will kill their cash cow and milk it down to the end. If you don't believe me, look at Britney Spears. Look at child stars. Look at even what they tried to do to Kanye West. I know he is not our favorite, but that doesn't take away from the fact of look what they tried to do to him. Now, right? Okay, you might be saying, all right, so what does this have to do? Now that, right? Now that he's literally kind of like, what do you call it? Now engaged to that woman, right? And you know she was fine to call her a mistress or a baby mom. Wendy was. And Wendy literally, that's why Wendy cares so much about being somebody's wife. Why? Because she held on to that no good man. I'm saying he's no good. She held on to that no good man forever. So you know that she is 100% into being someone's wife. So the fact that somebody else has that title with this man that she had to love, because if she didn't love him, what was she doing letting him just run amok in her palace? Shout out to Jamie, that's me, forever. What, you know what I'm saying? So there had to be some love there, at least on her part. I don't even know if it was love or if we want to call it slavish devotion, but it was something there, right? Let me just do this inner eye really quick. Hit you with the boom, 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 boom. But now that this title, that she literally spent her whole life being like, I'm a wife, I'm a wife. Now this title was taken away and it was crowned on somebody else. She is beside herself, because at the end of the day, she loves that man, or there's something psychologically going on, the slavish devotion that she has to that man. Now, hold on, let's do the boom, boom, boom on this side. Kind of messed up, but can y'all notice? I can. Let me see how I can fix this. Hold on. A little better. Sorry. Y'all might want to see this. You guys might want to see this makeup and mess. So anyway, she lost her mind. I think this is why Wendy is really in the hospital, because she heard about the engagement. She heard about everything was coming up. Now, one could argue Kevin is an 8-ish ninja by the name of whatever, right? I'm trying to do some Jay-Z things. But one could argue that the whole thing with Calvin, is that, like, listen, we, instead of Wendy being worried, should be sending a thank you card or a condolence note to Sharina, because that's her problem now. Let me tell y'all something. For anybody who thinks that people change where they are, somebody might not have loved them, somebody might have not behaved their best, but someone doesn't go from being an absolute sociopath monster to being somebody's loving husband, wife, or whatever. Those things don't exist. That's in fairy tales, right? So the fact, let me try to clean this up. So the fact that Wendy, right, is acting like she lost something, when literally all Sharina did was inherit all this pain, all this emotional abuse, all this psychological abuse, and if you listen to Wendy, all the physical abuse she had, Sharina actually inherited it. Sharina inherited it. She inherited it, and that is crazy. It's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. So y'all, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. I will say that, like, I think it's stupid that she's there crying over a man, but then most abusive relationships do have a nonsensical component to it. That woman is, Kelvin is now that woman's problem, and I guarantee you, he's not treating her any better than he treated Wendy. I don't care how many rings he gives, I don't care how many cars, I don't care how many kids they have. And you know what? At least with Wendy was actually like the breadwinner. She could actually pull rank and be like, ninja, all this is because of me. Sharina can't do that. And Kelvin does not strike me as the emotionally supportive kind. He does not strike me as progressive. Again, people can keep getting in between other people's marriages, but you always go and get a dumb prize because you playing dumb games. What else is going on? Oh, y'all, Real Housewives of Atlanta has started filming. I know you guys saw it. Candy's play looks like it's going to be featured in there. So they started filming group events, but the individual things, interesting things the girls had going on, they captured a little bit for them to show us. I know they're not going to miss Candy's play, right? Kenya Dancing with the Stars. It appeared that they didn't want to show that because it seems like Bravo has beef, or NBC Universal has beef with ABC, or maybe it was just something with Kenya, but they were saying they weren't going to capture it, but they might have softened on that because it is a really good storyline. Even if they don't show Kenya on Dancing with the Stars, if she wins it, she can certainly talk about how far she's come with it, how far she's going. That's if the producers choose to show it. I don't know why they wouldn't, because Dancing with the Stars will be over by the time Kenya either takes it all or if she gets eliminated. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But it's not like it's even going to steal any views, right? If anything, it might give renewed interest in Real Housewives, and I don't know when they're doing that. But let's get into the news, right? Of course, they confirmed it's Marlo. We've confirmed this weeks ago, right? I don't know what Bravo thought they were doing, but we were like, yeah, we already knew this. We've been talking about it. It's Marlo, it's Drew, it's Sheree. It's Marlo, Drew, Sheree, Candy, and Kenya. You know, Portia is literally in the middle of her hot ghetto mess called The Pursuit of Portia. I'm sorry, Portia's Family Matters, right? We just should call it a hot ghetto mess. But they're all filming, but a surprise one is, remember I told you a long time ago that Roz was out because they didn't want the drama of her being a maybe wife, real wife, partner, or whatever. Let me just cover this pimple up, right? Remember I told y'all that Roz was out, right? Oh, and also Sonia, I believe, the Olympic gold medalist. She, of course, is a confirmed housewife, right? But they also have light-skinned Keisha. They have light-skinned Keisha in there. Let me tell y'all something about light-skinned Keisha. She is a Love and Hip Hop alumni, I believe. And nothing against light-skinned Keisha, but it's just odd to me. There was rumors that they wanted light-skinned Keisha. Remember I told y'all months ago that the Real Housewives of Atlanta wanted to go in a more young, hip direction, but apparently for the network execs, their idea of a young, hip thing is having people scrapping like cats and dogs. I noticed they don't do that for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They're not trying to get younger and hipper. They're not trying to get younger and hipper for Real Housewives of OC, right? And you notice it's Real Beverly Hills, and their idea of young and hip and current are people loving hip hop. No shade to loving hip hop, but fighting like cats and dogs. Again, no shade to loving hip hop, but I don't think that's Atlanta's core audience. But I think that Bravo thinks they can make that jump and kind of get into Mona Scott Young thing. Let me tell y'all something, right? Mona Scott Young does Mona Scott Young. She does it well. Nobody can imitate her, but why would you want to? You know, they're doing everything they can not to bring Carlos King back. And it looks like that might be the death knell. Just pay that man the money he wants. Give that man his flowers, literally, and let Carlos do Carlos and save this thing. But let's get back to light-skinned Keisha, right? So it's light-skinned Keisha. I'm looking to see what her storyline might be, who she's beefing with, who she gets along with. If you guys are new to my channel, you know that too much blush is never enough, right? They're doing all that, but do you also see the direction that Bravo is going? Because you saw Portia fighting like cats and dogs and goddamn 40 years. Who fights like that on national TV on your show and you're 40 years old? Who fights like that? Who fights like that? You're not working at the Piggly Wiggly. You have things to lose. Who fights like that? Why do you even have people on your show getting you so out of character? I'll tell you why. Because the person she's been fighting with, believe it or not, she's been wanted to fight. Portia literally is like, she's been wanted to fight. She's been wanted to see what it do. And she literally set up a situation where she thought she would have an excuse to fight. And you know, Portia always thinking, it's like, okay, let's just give ratings gold. Because let's not forget, every single time that Portia has acted a fool in the streets, every single time Portia has knucked a few butt, every single time Portia has fought, she's been greatly rewarded by being the fan favorite, being pushed up with the storyline, being pushed up by social media. I don't think Portia thinks that this is anything different. I don't think that Portia thinks that I know y'all like, how many coats of mascara is she gonna put on? And I'm here to tell you, I'm gonna put on as many as it takes, right? I don't think that Portia actually thinks that this will blow up in her face. I don't think that she thinks there will be any repercussions. I don't think any of that. But in any case, that's my take on why it's happening. All right, y'all, here's the look. I'm gonna try to go in the natural lighting to see how it goes, but it's a nice top thing, kind of like snake, you know, giving you 90s realness. Ooh, hold on, let's put some lip gloss on. The final thing, right? Thank you for joining me for another Makeup and Mess. I got this lip gloss, it's blue, from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's supposed to be, what's this called? Maui, Hawaii, Hulu, some stuff. Anyway, it's the blue one. I like that. This is a nice accompaniment for that 90s look. Oh yeah. I love it. Oh. Okay, Anastasia Beverly Hills, come through with your blue lip gloss. I love this. I'm giving 90s realness. All right, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know. You know I'm doing a recap for the Real House of Beverly Hills reunion. I do them Wednesday right after the show at 9:30. I also do Potanka. Shout out to Funky and Neva right after at 9:30 on Sundays. And you know I do lives and tarot readings. We're probably going to do a tarot reading today because I feel like it. But what do you guys think of this 90s smoky eye? The lip gloss really made it pop, right? I like that. Okay.